Right. Find it interesting that there's a spark there. But this is probably going to be a very boring episode. Or loop, or however you want to look at this game. Because there's something I want to see, and I can only see it in here. Nope. Buckle up. View map. Okay, so we can zoom out. Yeah, this is confirming my idea. Because this loop, I basically want to see what's going on in the entire solar system. Because I think it has a clue to what's going on. Now, Interloper looks like it's done a very close orbit to the sun. And it's entirely possible that it hits the sun. I'm only going to be able to find out by actually watching this. And this is quite interesting as a parallel, because obviously I've recently kind of stopped Starfield. Because reasons complicated, but they had systems in it that you could walk to and fast travel, and in essence the systems you were in were simulated, but also not quite physical, not like this, where it does in fact appear that the game is generating an entire system. So as time goes on, I'm going to be able to see what happens and the exact moment that the sun starts to do its own little thing. And my theory is, as I said, that the interloper goes into the sun. It's going to be interesting to see if I'm right. Because I did notice the interloper, and remembering the way the game worked, well, what I've previously played, because it's been a while since I last did a recording session of this, and I don't recall the interloper. I remember in the beginning of a loop, but I don't remember it at this point, at the end of it. So that's what I want to keep an eye on. It does look like it's come on a trajectory from outside the system, passed by the sun, got caught in its gravity, and then it's shot around. Ooh. Let's have a look. What are you doing? Not sure if that's any closer. There is something in orbit around the sun as well. I'm probably going to hold here and watch that thing. Wonder what that is. Can I can. That might have just boosted up to what I want to investigate. Yeah, I know I'm on Timber Hearth. Interlopers out there. You are circling round. Solar flares. Those trajectories get close. Maybe they intersect, and that's where our catastrophe comes from. Can't see the sun changing size. Interlopers way out there. This thing will probably do a couple of orbits. Is it shrinking? Get you on that line. Yeah, it's already shrink. No? Is it? I should stop playing with those buttons. Maybe? It's a difficult thing to keep. It does look like it's getting smaller. Really does. Perhaps I'm wrong. Perhaps it isn't the interloper. You continue round. Really does look like it's getting smaller. So it's already compacting down. Interloper's way off there. Yeah, that is getting smaller. Need to catch up with this thing. It's interesting that that's staying at the same altitude. You're compressing down. I think heading toward that object that's going round the sun. Star, delete as needed. Would be a sensible step. Interesting. That is definitely going to be something I want to follow up. This mass is changing, so would the gravity be changing in this system? Interlopers slowed down. What's going to happen? Interloper's not going to come back on the scene. Like I say, this is going to be a boring thing. I just wanted to actually be able to study what's going on. So at what point do we lose that thing? Okay, so we've got the line denoting the orbit of the closest thing at the bottom of the star. It does look like it's winding in. So how do you correct a star? Don't have much time to do anything. Going to that definitely makes sense, because it is in close proximity. Interlopers coming round. Those two things, does that collide with the station orbiting the star? Don't think so. I think the timing's off. Could be fun to try and land on the interloper though. And you... Wait a minute. We lost it. We no longer have something orbiting the star. Right. We have some idea of what's going on now. So, did it fall into the gravity well? Did something else happen? I wasn't following it on the screen, so I didn't see it. So, is that going to... Yeah, what is that going to cause? And how long does it take? Hey, I have a handy thing where I have a recording meter, so I know how long I've been staring at this. And previously, I believe the time everything resets roughly every 25 minutes. And so we should start to see some action. Ooh. The interloper, its course is now going into the star. So, expansion. So, we lose something in orbit around the star. Then I'm guessing this time round the interloper crashes into the star, which is going to be pretty. Because at the end of the day, you're looking at a very large mass hitting something also quite large. So there is going to be a lot of energy transfer. definitely know where we're going to go. I wonder what happens if you actually die before the loop completes. Because I don't think you're going to have a lot of time on whatever that is in orbit. Okay. How are we doing? Yep. Or is interloper not part of the equation? Because it isn't moving very quick. I don't know. One of the problems of clearing your throat, I have to mute, and it appears the button I've assigned to mute pans us in a little bit. So it goes in a little bit when I mute, and it goes in a little bit more when I unmute. So, getting close to time. Gonna try and keep it fixed at this distance. See if there is any mass change. Interloper just misses dark bramble. Intriguing. Wonder why Brittle Hollow keeps glinting blue. Is it gonna make it past Giant's Deep? Yeah, it should. It should just graze it, which will probably change its course again. Big red blob. So is it the interloper hitting that causes, we'll call it the explosion? Intriguing. So Timber Heath ends up being quite close to the interloper at the end. I think what I'm going to do is adjust the camera a bit, bring it in, so I can get a pretty good shot of whatever's going to happen. So here we go. Gonna crash into it any moment. And Bosch. Is it passing through? Nope. So it's gone into the core. Feels like, you know, a large-scale game of billiards. Okay. We're getting a sound. Okay, it's finally decided to cue some music. Any point now. Does appear to have changed hue a little bit. Wow, this flashback is going to be really boring for this loop. Might be quite neat to finish a loop on Dark Bramble. Because that's the furthest thing in the system. There it goes. Explosion out. Interesting. And this is where we die. Oh, this is going to be interesting. So, yep, that goes there.